be awesome in front of a room full of people, but I am not a public speaker, so... You can be next. Anybody that wants to go up to this microphone, if you would like to share this experience, we are here. Yes, just go. Just go. Don't even wait. Yes, start a line. Okay. Make a line, we're gonna ask some questions. So, my question to you, first of all, did I explain myself properly? Was that enough explanation, or did I falter at times, or was that good?
That was good.
And your name, please.
Hi, my name's Corey.
On the microphone doesn't work.
Wait.
Try now.
Now it's working. Testing.
Yeah!
Okay, it works. Okay. So, my name's Corey.
At the same time, it sounds so absurd. I'm like, wait a second, so you don't wear pants to work? I'm like, no, I don't. And that was actually, I didn't even mean to say that. That was like the main reason. I was like, oh my god, because I worked at Machinima for 2 years. I was like, I can go home and not drive places and I don't have to wear pants. I mean, this is my one pair of pants. So you're looking at it right here in all its glory. So, question, I'm sorry.
I really only have one question. Seananners, could I get a hug?
Can you hug? Is this 2 hugs?
No, it's one.
You can come here, but everyone's going to watch you. This is a different experience.
Same thing I wanted to do.
Mission accomplished, man. Thank you, sir. That wasn't exactly a question, but I guess technically it was. So introduce yourself, say hello.
Hello, I'm Ray.
Hello, Ray. And what is your question?
Could I also give you a hug?
Why does everyone want to touch me? Yes, so you can come up over here and hug me, I suppose.
I'll be asking for a hug.
Alright, come here.
Everyone asked for a hug.
That was a fair hug. That was a little much than I bargained for. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Please don't ask me for a hug. I've had my quota of hugs today.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
I've actually kind of got like a two-part question.
Okay.
A little while ago, you had done that little dance competition on YouTube.
Boom, Dance Showdown, okay.
Yeah, the game showdown. I was wondering, first off, did you win that? Because I was...
No, I did not.
Oh.
I felt, so here's the thing, there was 4 competitors in the final round, and I felt as though that I'm not a dancer. I'm definitely not somebody that's going to be like, yeah, look at my moves. Like, obviously, because I play games. Thank you. I've been working on that. I felt very conflicted because it was like, I'm not the best dancer here, although I feel as though I need to do something nice, but I don't want to be in a position where I am sort of rallying popular opinion, and I just want kind of people to decide for themselves, and obviously I didn't win because I didn't like be like, yeah, team me, which, you know, is the case. But I think part of me, Ellie, by the way, if you've ever met her, anyone here met Ellie? She is awesome, and she's a great dancer, and it saddens me that she didn't win. But these things happen. It is the internet. It is at times a popularity contest, as you guys know. But in general, it was a good experience, and I'm very glad that I embarrassed myself in front of many people.
Alright, because I was hoping you had won, because you had mentioned in one of your videos that you were going to donate all the money to charities and stuff.
Yes.
And I thought that was very noble.
Well, thank you.
And which kind of leads me up to my second question. Are you going to pair up with any sort of like non-profit organizations?
That's a very good question.
Do some more like fundraisers?
So I found out the other day there is the Rob Dyrdek Foundation in LA, and there's a couple of, you guys ever been to the parks in LA? There's a couple of like just basically places you can go and skate, and they're legit parks. They're not places you go and have to have like a membership card and pay and wear pads. They're like actual street spots, and I was like, that's awesome. There was another one, I can't remember the name of it, Homeboy, I think is Homeboy something, does that sound familiar to anyone?
Homeboy Industries?
There you go, Homeboy Industries, where basically they take people that have crazy face tattoos and have the tendency to stab things, and give them the tools to do something great, which is like surfing and skateboarding, and kind of plug themselves into something that's a little bit more productive and not so stabby and steely, which is good, because, you know, I think that in general, like, skateboarding does at times have a bad rep, but I mean, I think I'm pretty okay, and I skate quite a bit. I mean, I just skated like last week, so it's like, hopefully there's some sort of truth in all of that, but those are the 2 I was checking out, and I have to look into that once I'm not flying everywhere, which is weird. I don't know why it seems to be constant travel. But yes, to answer your question, I will be wanting to do that, yes, for sure.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was wondering, in your video, Casa de Nanners, you mentioned you winning a contest with Rooster Teeth at Machinima. Could you explain your history with them?
So I actually met these guys like years and years and years and years ago, back when I didn't even have a YouTube channel. There was a website called Zidio.com. I think it was a Comcast property of some sort, and they had a contest for Halo 3 when it was first released. And it was a make a short using the theater tools in Halo 3, and then the Rooster Teeth guys are going to see it and judge and pick their winner. So before YouTube, before all of this, I was very into making shorts. I was very into entering contests, and I was like, wow, that sounds great. I love Halo. I played like every night. Got my top ramen and my strawberries. And I'm like, let's do this. Like that was my every night. And I was like, oh guys, we can get together. And I remember having like a camera that I attached to a VC, like the whole sort of old school capture method. And I was like, I'm gonna make a short. And I called it. It was called Brobots. It was this robot that wanted to kill some of the Spartans, and like he tried to befriend them with like beers, but they were like grenades and stuff like that. I had actually won, and they invited me out here. The funny thing is, when I got here with my girlfriend at the time, we were just wandering around, and they didn't even know what was going on. I was like, "Hi, Mr. Zidio, what do I do?" They're like, "Oh, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and contact them." Turns out they had no idea what was going on. I think they remember vaguely voting on a video, and then I just showed up. They used to be above a pita pit back in the day. And they're like, "Hi, person we've never met." And I'm like, "Hello, can I hang out?" They're like, "Okay." And they were super nice. They took me out to lunch, and it was a very interesting experience, because obviously, they're super cool and popular, and I'm just like some dude with this lady like, "Hi, I'm from San Diego, and it's hot here." Like it didn't, it was a very odd experience, but I was at a party and I was chatting with Bernie. I was like, "Do you remember a kid about 5-6 years ago wandering into your office and saying like, 'Hi, I make the videos,' like," and he's like, "Vaguely." And I'm like, "Yeah, so this is weird. Now we're here talking to each other again." And it was a very odd thing, that sort of the weird ways in which life works. But yeah, that's how we kind of came to that. I mean, I guess that's why I'm here, and I don't even know why they gave me a panel, to be perfectly honest. I'm like, they're like, "Talk about whatever you want." I'm like, "I want to talk about cooking and skateboarding and like I didn't have a plan, as you can obviously see. Wing it. That's how I work. I just do things. But yeah, so the guys are really cool. They're super awesome. Even when I wasn't like making the videos on the internet, they were very nice to me, and they, cool dudes.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Mr. Panini, like the sandwich.
Oh, you like that? Okay, continue.
First off, I just want to say, thank you for all the content you come out with. I watch your videos every time they come out, and I've just noticed that you give really sound advice, and I enjoyed a lot. I actually have 2 questions. First one, what happened to the rise of Kitty Cat Man?
The rise of Kitty Cat Man, all right. See, so here's the thing on YouTube. Some people do it solo, and some people have like a team of guys to help them. I'm one of the solo guys, and I quickly realized with the annotation system on YouTube, with doing my Road to Commander, Rise of the Kitty Cat Man, and Minecraft, my brain was slowly melting inside of my skull. And I found myself, I'm doing this, like I'm on my own now, like I'm independent, I don't go into an office, like this is great, but I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? And I realized that the more time you spend doing sort of the back end stuff, like the annotations, you tend to sort of forget about just making content that you like. And I think that's what YouTube should be. It should be like, what do you like to do? And if you're not having a good time doing it, then don't. I think a lot of people feel a pressure to create some certain type of content based upon a popular song or a popular game or whatever it may be. It's like, my advice is just do what you want to do, and there should be no sort of barrier for entry. Unfortunately, the landscape's kind of changed now, but I think that in general, I wanted to spend more time playing games, and that's the ironic thing. It's like my job is to play games. I don't play games that often, which is weird, because it's like you would think that I'd go on and I'd be playing all the time. It's like maybe DayZ came out, and that takes like 3 hours to get into a game. But yeah, DayZ. But other than that, it's you want to focus on, I think in general, just doing what makes you happy. If you're not happy, then you just probably shouldn't do it.
All right, and then my second question is, you said you're no longer with Machinima, correct?
Well, I'm with them. I just don't. I'm not a full-time employee. Like I don't.
Okay.
Like it gets a little weird and businessy, and it's not really that entertaining. Basically, they have Papa Machinima, and they're like, we're going to represent your inventory, and they're like, hi, and that's the extent of the relationship, and it's kind of weird because I remember when Hutch and I first came to Machinima, we're like, what exactly are we? Because it's very odd for, as some of you probably may know, it's like when you work in an office building and it's like, oh, I interned here and I worked my way up the corporate ladder, and then you just have these two bozos walking in like, yeah, we make video games. Like, it's a very odd sort of balance where I feel like in general, people like myself never really, it just didn't fit in a workplace environment because it was a very odd balance to be like this personality, but be like a team guy. Like it's a weird balance to sort of try to understand. And in general, I kind of was like, I mean, that's why I worked there for 2 years. I was like, oh, I love everyone here. Unfortunately, I don't fit here in a sense. Like I'm meant to just make big videos, and that's what I've always kind of done. I mean, even before YouTube, it was always short films. It was always some sort of content, and I found myself, playing less, making less, and I was like, this is silly. This isn't what I was meant to do. So.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. By the way, you guys can just, if I get super long-winded, you can just stop me. You can just raise your hands like in a collective sigh of, please stop, because I will ramble. That's why I've made a living of talking so much. So,
I'm Max from Australia.
hello, Max.
Hey. Tom Syndicate and all the other sort of like soloists, do you see them as, like, do they inspire you for your videos? Like, do you sort of say, hey, that what they're doing is pretty cool and incorporate that? Or is it more of a, hey, they made a video and I have to try and one-up that? Sort of, is it competitive or is it more...
So this is a very tricky situation. I see what you're kind of hinting at. By the way, you have 2 different color shoes.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Is it? Yeah, no, I'm listening to him like he has a black and a white shoe. Like, yeah, I know. Oh, ADD. But in general, it is a very strange thing to try to balance the idea of, because I mean, in any workplace environment, I mean, it's a very odd thing, because it's like you're working with these individuals, and it's like, oh, we're a team, we're a business, we're working together, but at the same time, it's like, there's always the idea of like, who is, going to have, the better paying job. Like, it's a weird sort of thing to try to be like, a lot of people, I think, unfairly think that it's competition. I think YouTube is kind of different in that way, in the sense that, like, you can be very down on yourself and say, oh, this person's doing this, it's great, this person's doing that, oh my god, my content sucks now. Like, you can get in a very strange headspace where you focus on other people's content and you forget about yours, and I think that's a very bad place to be. And I've been here for like 3 years, and I've seen people, kind of go up and down, like good and bad. What I would recommend is just kind of doing what you're good at, and if like what you're good at is making videos, you shouldn't, worry about sort of competing for space. Because it is hard. I know some of you probably do have YouTube channels, and the next question one of you may have is, how do I grow my channel? Unfortunately, it's an uphill battle. And I got lucky in a lot of ways because I was one of the first guys to do this. But I think that if you make great content, whether it's me or Syndicate or whoever it may be, it should stand on its own. And I think that, and granted, like it's very hard for me nowadays, in all honesty, to watch a lot of content on YouTube because I do, kind of schedule my life in a way that, is what I feel is healthy. It's like at 6 o'clock, like my girlfriend comes home and like I'm not making videos, I'm not playing games. Prior to that, I'm like riding my bike, I'm getting exercise, I'm cooking. Like I try to be able to balance YouTube and like, the day-to-day. It's like I gotta go to Trader Joe's, like yay! Like I try to be able to sort of maintain normality. And I would stress to anybody here that wants to be on YouTube to not focus on what everybody else is doing. Like, respect people, and there's tons of people that I respect on YouTube, like, wow, you make great content. But in general, I think what helps is to focus on what you're doing, or else you'll lose sight of why you started to do it in the first place. So.
Yeah. At the end, can I give you my Xbox Live name and maybe
I have not played, okay, these guys are gonna love this. I've been playing nothing but PC stuff, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're like, the only reason I play Xbox is to play Black Ops sometimes.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I'm totally like a loner on Xbox, to be totally honest. So you could try and you'd be there, but then you'd get probably sour at me because you'd be like, Adam's never online. Like I literally appear offline because people will join in progress and they'll shoot like rockets at me or they'll spin around in circles. And I can't, you know, work with that because it's like if I make a video of me shooting people, I'm like, well, that guy wasn't even fighting back. I'm like, well, yeah, because he's like, dude, and that does happen, and that's one of the reasons I just stopped appearing online altogether, just because you know people troll me, so that happens.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay.
Hello, my name's Eric, and I'm from New Jersey, and I kind of feel bad about saying this because all of the other questions have been legitimate, but I have to ask, why do you never blink?
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
I can't help it.
Do I honestly not blink?
You don't.
Holy crap, you guys are gonna... I'm gonna get super paranoid now. I'm gonna try to do it. I think, in all honesty, I think I don't blink a lot because my dad blinks a ton. He's constantly blinking, and he's always putting eye drops in because he's older than I. He's like me, but like Santa Claus. Like, he's an adorable man, he's adorable. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. I'm gonna really ponder this one now, and you're gonna freak me out. Thank you for the question.
All right.
Hey, I'm Elijah. Hey, I was wondering, given you're part-time with Machinima now, but I was wondering, I've noticed Adam Sessler's been doing some videos with Machinima now. I was wondering, is there any talks, given his recent departure from G4, that he might join you guys with the Machinima crew?
What was the last part?
If he might join you
Oh,
guys
join.
with Machinima.
I don't think so. I think Adam just likes to do. Adam does what Adam does. If you've ever seen like at events, he's just like Adam's just like he's so like happy and content with whatever's going on. Like I think in general he likes to, as he refers to it, like he's a Ronin now, and he kind of just takes odd jobs. The reason he's been popping up because of Sark worked at G4, as you guys probably know, and that's kind of how it works. You meet people, and then they say, hey, come on to the show, and that's where that stems from. But I'd be very surprised if Sessler was to join Machinima, and of course I can't speak for him because I don't know his objective. But I think in general, I think they're just friends, and they're just like, okay. It's like if someone told me like, you want to appear on camera, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like that's. I mean, if you stop me, I had somebody earlier. I don't know if you're here now. He's like, do an interview. I'm like, okay, where's the camera? And then I just talked to him for a bit. I think in general, it's just fun to be a part of people's stuff. But I don't know if it's like an Easter egg or something. I don't know if it's going to be like Sessler time on Machinima. Like, I wouldn't be. But again, if he does, then I'm probably way wrong, and I'm so sorry.
And I got one more question.
Yep. What's up?
What's it like working with Sark?
Sark is amazing, but he's like this tall. So like, as you guys, because I'm not short. I'm not a short guy. I had this like weird complex because Hutch and Sark are like mountains. They're like so tall. And then like I come onto the scene and I'm just like, hey guys. That's probably the first thing that everyone notices. But in general, Sark is a good guy. I think that a lot of people, he's very he's a joker and he tells jokes all the time and he's funny, but like he's a good dude. Like I think that's the one thing that a lot of people, even kind of going elsewhere in this conversation, like a lot of people tend to think that like stage presences may be the same as like an actual personality. It's like, I would hope for the most part I can kind of be similar to how I'm online and what I do. But in general, like I think that it would be nice if people saw the wholesome Sark, the one that doesn't like hug his cat too much. Like he's a really good dude, and I'm kind of bummed he's not here.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
What is on your t-shirt, by the way, before I interrupt you? I'm so sorry.
It's a
Is it?
It's a T-Rex.
Is it doing push-ups?
T-Rex hates push-ups.
There you go. And little arms. And what is your question, sir?
I'm Jack from California, and it's kind of a two-part question.
Okay.
So you and Hutch kind of left at very, very close times. Like, was there any connection between that?
Totally unrelated. That's kind of what happens. I think that's the question I get all the time. What happened to Hutch? What happened to Hutch? Hutch just Hutch is Hutch. Hutch. I think that I feel like I don't want to be his like PR rep. I want to be like, well, I'm gonna tell you the story about 3 months ago. Like I don't know. I think for the most part, Hutch just I mean, some people, as you know, it's like some people are not as vocal about it, but YouTube is for some people, and I think it's not for others. And I think that it is, and I'm speaking for myself and not Hutch, I think that it is very difficult at times to try to balance all of the feelings that come together with YouTube. Because it's great, it's awesome, all you guys are here, you're very nice, it's welcoming, it's great. And then there's, things like, you are too stupid, get off the internets. Like there is a negative sort of like emotion bashing side of putting yourself out there. And I think it is very hard because similar to Hutch and myself, it's like as you know, if you watch my first commentaries on my channel, I'm like, I sound like Kyle, YouTube, like the interview guy. We're gonna just shoot the guns. I'd recommend shooting with this one, it's good. And it's weird to see this over time where it's like 3 years I went from being like very shy, introverted. It's like, I was not the guy that stood in front of an audience and chatted for a while. And it is hard to sort of try to balance all these emotions. And I mean, he has a great base in Sonoma County where he's from, and I think he missed his family and his friends, and it is unrelated in why he departed. It's not like, the seas parted or something, like, okay, we're gonna go. Like, a lot of people are like, why did you make Hutch go away? Why did you send him off into the abyss? I'm like, I didn't have anything to do with it. But in general, it is fun, but it's extremely hard to try to balance the emotions that go with YouTube, because YouTube is great, and it can also be horrible. So it's hard to sort of come to terms with that. But I wish him the best, and he's a good dude, and yeah, I don't know if he's coming back or not. I guess we'll see.
How close were you two?
So here's the thing, we are drastically different. We get along, and it's a very strange thing, because it's like a lot of us, we have those friends where it was a very strange thing, because it's like we are just two different people put in the same situation. And we had many conversations about what's in his headspace, what's in mine. And ultimately, I think, as you find in life, it's like sometimes things don't make sense. Sometimes it's like, well, this is the world I come from, and this is the world that I come from. And I think that you have to sort of be able to balance that and be understanding and not try to be judgmental. And I think we kind of, at some point, was like, you're you and I'm me, and that's that. That's the end of the day. So, yeah, just be understanding, I guess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man, this is too tall for me.
No, you're good. You're totally good.
I'm Tristan, and I'm from right here in Texas, and I've watched your videos for the longest time, and you're the reason I got Minecraft. But I heard you sing all the time. You need to sing a song for us.
Okay, I've been thinking about this lately. Like, I just want to do some singing stuff. Like, I need to sing to more farm animals or something. Because I thought about it. Like, it was funny when I actually met my current girlfriend's family. Her two little cousins knew of me. I'm like, you're like 8. How do you know me? And it was a very odd experience because they're like, sing the chicken song. I'm like, sing the chicken song? I'm like, how the hell do you know the chicken song? I'm like, okay. It's like, I love you, chicken. I was like, this is weird. But I think that singing in general is just kind of fun. And I've been thinking about doing some like freestyle stuff because, as probably some of you do in the shower and you're in the car, whenever it's instrumental, I just go straight to being like, all right, here are the lyrics that don't exist. And that's, especially in Minecraft because it's so silly, I think I'd like to do more. So thanks for bringing that up. That was weird how you knew that about me.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, you guys can clap too. Everyone's like, oh, should we come?
Hello, I'm Tyler from Texas. And the question I have is, like, I post YouTube videos. I've been trying to post like 8 videos a day. And but it's just really disheartening when you try to, when you get like 1 view for maybe 1 out of those 8 videos, and like you try to get into the community, but you just get shot down. Is there any way or like any tricks?
I have answers for you. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, don't post 8 videos a day. Because you want to, especially when you first start out, you want to not sort of oversaturate your audience because it's just so much to take in. And if somebody's already very dedicated to, consider it, like if they're subscribed to 20 other channels, if 20 other guys are making at least one video a day, if not 5 or more, a lot of your stuff sort of gets lost in the wash. And I think that what I would recommend is focusing on making something that you were really proud of, because it is disheartening when you're like, oh, put up a video, got 3 views. I suck. Like I know, because like I started fresh too. Like I didn't know anyone. I was like, okay, what the hell do I do? Like, what is the path? And I would just say, focus on doing stuff that you're proud of. So it doesn't matter if it gets 10 or 1,000 views or 10,000 views. It's like, this is something that I'm glad I made, as opposed to like, regurgitating onto the internet, which is kind of disgusting if you think about it. It was like, bleh. But in the ways of, it was horrible. So sorry. In the ways of how to get noticed, what I would recommend doing, and actually it's funny, like back in the day I used to host open lobbies, and I still do today, and that's where I meet a lot of cool people. And I met Mark Olsham, I don't know if you got that guy. Yeah, all right. And he had basically just joined a Skate 2 open lobby. I'm like, I'm gonna be playing Skate, come join me. And him and this other guy, Nick, was like, oh, how's it going? And they were just super cool, and they were nice. I'm like, I'm gonna add you guys because you're normal people. Like you're not what you find, and what I recommend, that if there is somebody that you like or respect, just be cool. Don't be like, I can smell your cologne. Like you don't like no. It's the same. Like I mean, like the best compliment anybody can ever give me is not like, I love you. I wanna just high five all day. Like that stuff is great, but it's like, just be like, look, man, I respect what you do and I thank you. I mean. This one time, actually, I don't get off on a tangent, I met Trey Parker at a Japanese barbecue joint or something. Like, it was weird. It was very strange. And he was sitting next to me, and I was like, oh my God, it's Cartman. Oh, he made South Park. And I kind of flipped out, and I had to bring it back, because even me, it's like I get excited about people that mean a lot to me. I'm like, wow, when I was in middle school and high school, that was like the thing. And eventually, my girlfriend was so cute. She's like, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna say something to him. I'm like, don't talk to him. And she's like, excuse me, are you Trey Parker? And he's like, yes. I'm like, hi. and I didn't get into it. I didn't say anything. He's like, you know what? I just want to say hi, and I respect what you do, and thank you very much, and have a great day. And that's like all I said. Like, and I left it at that. And I think in general, like that means a lot to me, to sort of like get that genuine sense of like, look, I appreciate what you do, and if you do have the chance to, join an open lobby with whoever on YouTube, I would take that opportunity like 10 times out of 10, because you will interact, and when somebody that you respects you back, you're like, wow, this world just got a little bit smaller, and that's great, and I think that's what I would say. So if you would like to do gaming stuff on YouTube, follow all of your favorite commentators on Twitter, and anytime anybody says open lobby, you just go, Mom, I can't go to school today. No, of course that's not going to happen, but be like, they're having an open lobby, and I've been trying to do stuff like that, like do like free-to-plays, where it's like, you don't have to spend $60 on the game, because I realize if I'm like this, whatever expansion pack thing that no one has, like it's hard, because we're not all bajillionaires, and so that's what I would recommend, is open lobbies and following people on Twitter.
And one more thing is like, you're saying like following people, but sometimes when you join their lobbies, they might be like in a Skype call, and if they have you more than once for some reason, they might kick you from a Left 4 Dead 2 game. Something.
Wait, did I kick you from a Left 4 Dead 2 game?
No.
Oh, I was like, I'm so sorry. No, it is a gamble. It is hard, because I mean, you have to also at the same time understand that it's just a balancing act. It's like I'm trying to be slightly, hopefully, entertaining up here, and of course I'm trying to give everyone equal time. It is hard. It is hard I think that a lot of people have to understand that in a position like myself, if I have 100 people in a room playing some game, and of course I don't even know what server would even, I don't know, maybe DayZ, they should have a 100-person DayZ server. Oh my God. And actually that would be bad for me, because everyone would watch me and shoot me like that. Like I would never be alive in that game. I actually played with, I played, okay, here's the thing, there's a MineZ, a Minecraft DayZ mod, and I was playing with Juicer, I was in his server, and everyone killed him, but they kept giving me stuff. And I was like, it's gotta be the Machinima t-shirt, because I just walk up and I do this, and apparently in the game, the international sign-up piece is to like, your sword, you like hold it up and block, so I do this, and then they throw down potions. I was like, yeah! And that's the thing, and there was like a huge huge, a mass of people in that server, but I ran with like 2 guys, and I think one of them was a girl. It was a girl, like character skin, but it could possibly be a dude. But I ran with those people, and we went on a whole like journey together, and we did stuff, and like we were having a great time, and that was one of the situations where it is random. It's like, it's random that I would run into Trey Parker eating barbecue. Like, that's weird, like, and these things do happen. So I say if you're serious about it, like, you might as well just keep making yourself available and let people know that, you're normal. You're not going to be like, I smell your skin. Like,
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for your time.
You are very welcome. Thanks for bringing that up. That was great. I must have died at least 30 or so.
Oh, wow.
Like, so this is my thing. I didn't realize that it was so difficult. I'm like, oh, well, Notch makes cool games. He's not gonna beat. No, he's really mean. Like, you had to go up these, and for all people that don't know what this is, so basically the boss battle in the end of Minecraft is a dragon who has these towers, and at the top of the towers, they have these energy A crystal things that you have to destroy so that he can't regenerate health. So, here's the thing. The world in which you spawn into is a floating island in the middle of nowhere. And every time the dragon gets close to you, he knocks you off the island. So you're trying to battle getting to the top of these really tall pillars and blow up this orb so that you can continue your magical journey. However, he keeps knocking you off. So, as you described, he knocked me off at least 30 times. So, I had a good day. That was like 3 hours of like, I had to stop recording because I was like, I'm visibly angry right now. I need to not be recording this. So, it took a while.
And also, Tobuscus says you are going to do DayZ stuff together. Is that true?
Yes, I told him. So apparently he has set up a 2-person PC setup side by side, so that because DayZ, it's a little unpolished, to be nice. Yeah, it just doesn't really work a lot of the times. Which is a great game, but unless you're by somebody who hasn't played a while, it's very difficult because you spawn on this map that takes like 2 hours to run from one side to the other. So it's like to have that guidance, because the game it's got a separate button for crouch and whatever this is. You do this. I think it's vaulting and going prone, and it gets confusing pretty quickly. The hurdle is going to be, does he have time? Because he's a busy man.
Yeah, 3 channels.
But no, I told him, he's like, yeah, we gotta play. I'm like, okay, but you're flying around the globe, so you gotta be here. Because he's actually, I think he's here today. Is there anyone?
Yeah,
see
he's
him?
in the room. He's back there.
Yeah. When he finds time, we will totally kill zombies together.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. My name is Evan. I'm from Round Rock, right around here.
Hello, sir.
Actually, I have 2 questions for you. The first one comes from my friend in Britain who unfortunately could not make it today. But her name is Kelsey, and she made me promise to ask you this. Will you marry her?
I have a girlfriend. Unfortunately, I can't. The whole polygamy, I can't. I'm sorry. I understand that love is a very complicated thing. Unfortunately, my girlfriend would be upset if I married somebody I don't even know. So,
all right.
But good try.
My second question is, my friend and I have been creating our own Let's Plays and YouTube channel and all that. And I was wondering, do you have any particular video editing software that you'd recommend?
Ooh, you guys are asking the best questions, because it literally coincides with something that just happened. I just switched over to Premiere Pro, which is Adobe Premiere? No, it's not Premiere Pro.
Adobe Premiere.
I'm thinking Final Cut Pro, and my brain just went, dude. I switched over to Premiere, CS6, I believe, and it is the best thing ever. I don't know why I didn't make that switch. And actually, because I was on a MacBook, and my process is switched over the years, time and time again. But right now, I'm on my gaming PC, and I use Adobe Premiere, and I got a 3 monitors set up, so I feel like it's a command station now, which is not a command station. But it's like in my head, I'm just like, battleships go! Like, and that's kind of how I visualize the whole process. But I would recommend Premiere because you can dump in all kinds of different file formats. And for anybody who's edited out there, you understand that trying to compress things prior to edit, it's like I don't want to wait 8 hours to edit something. Like I want to edit something now. And if you're using like Fraps or something like that you understand the file sizes are huge. Like and so you want something that makes sense now. So I would say Premiere and PC again. I know you would be proud of this guy right here. This guy, by the way, this is John. He helped me get into PC gaming. Not to put the spotlight on you. You don't have to say anything. Yeah, my first PC, it was like through Superpower, and I was like, by the way, you're welcome Superpower if you guys want to build a PC, all your PC needs. And then after that, I realized I could build my own PC after utilizing their sort of customize function on the website. I was like, oh, that's the piece I need, that's the piece I need. And then I went to Amazon, got 2-day shipping, I was like, yeah. In general, I'd say probably PC for editing. I feel weird saying that because for so long I've been using Final Cut, but I would say Premiere.
Yeah, I'm using Premiere now as well, although it's like the Premiere Elements, and it's Premiere Elements 2, so it's like 10 versions or so behind, so that would probably help when cutting together 300 gigabytes of video.
Yeah.
So anyway.
No, I understand. And I'm sure if you do some legal searches on the web, you can find I understand. I know what it's like to be like not have cat. Like I remember being in college. I was like, okay, I want to go somewhere, but I don't have the money to even start the process. So, granted, it's like the other day I bought actually, and I'm thinking about, and no one's brought this up, doing some stop motion stuff. I actually purchased software that was very expensive, and I felt it was like the first time I felt like old in my life. I'm like, yeah. Giving money back because I like the software. Like that felt good, and I think that once you do get to a place when you can actually invest in a piece of software that you use on the regular, you might as well. But I know some of them are like thousands of dollars. I'm like, wow. So.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I was totally gonna give you like the worst answer. It'd be like meditate in a bath of like mud or something. I went straight to like all the inappropriate answers. I was like, yeah, I just think about space for an hour. I don't know. There is no process. I think that in general, it's good. Especially the good thing about YouTube is that like you can make videos when you feel like it's right, and that's how it should be. Of course. When you start to get more it being like a business, and then you feel that sense, that pressure and that obligation. But I mean, if you're starting out and you want to know, how do I get in a good headspace? It's like, well, do you feel like you're in a good mood? What is your best friend over? Like, what is it that you like to do? I think you should focus on that because it's, similar to getting older. You gotta start paying taxes and health insurance, and like it's good to sort of realize if you have it now to don't get wrapped up in like YouTube politics and YouTube money making. Just focus on being in a good headspace. It's like if you feel like playing Street Fighter, play Street Fighter. If you feel like playing DayZ, you should play DayZ. Play DayZ. Like that sort of stuff. I actually met Dean at the guy who was behind the mod at E3, and I fanboyed out like nobody's business. I was like, how do you make a helicopter? And what happens when my bones are broken? He was like, okay, one question at a time. Like, the guy was very nice, but get back to your question, because I do ramble. I would say, as far as creative process is concerned, I merely just say, do I feel like making a video? Because some days I don't. Some days I'm cranky, and some days I'm just like, why have I not purchased a cat? Because I love cats. Like, I totally need a house. That's my thing. Like, everyone asks me, like, why are you not going to buy a cat? I feel like I want to have, like, a permanent residence. I don't want to be like, because I've moved, like, almost every year now. So it's like, what's that?
I recently moved from LA.
Do you have a cat?
No, I got a dog.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, so it's, okay, dog person. No. Dogs are nice, dogs are great. But yeah, I'd say that if you're feeling like making videos, make videos. I mean, YouTube is great because you don't have to feel a sense of obligation. It should be like why I started in the first place. I was like, well, this is a cool thing. I'm gonna do this. I mean, it was so sort of whimsical at that point that it could be the case. And I'd say that try not to get into YouTube money. Like, don't focus on that because that'll get you, as they say, right twisted, because I got credibility in the streets. Yeah, I mean, like I'd say, just have fun with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I really use you as an inspiration because I just started making videos on YouTube a few months back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Will from Dallas.
I play Call of Duty competitively, and I was wondering if you have ever plan on playing maybe Halo or Call of Duty competitively.
So, back in the day, for Halo 2 and/or 3, I was hardcore about that. I was like, General, yes, we're gonna do this. I think that competitive gaming is great, and we, at the old Optic House in LA, it was myself and Hutch and Jay and Fwiz, we'd sit down, we'd play matches together, and Diesel as well. Like, we'd all be there together, and being in the same room and having 4 monitors on the same team is awesome. Because you're like, you get really into it, and that's something that I don't think you get. Unfortunately, like, the days of sitting on the couch together and playing games, like, are kind of gone in a lot of ways, unless you're playing Wii bowling or something. Like, Mom, we're so good together. It's definitely my favorite thing about the competitive gaming scene is not like the prize money and the smack talk and the competition. It's like getting your like bros together and like playing games, and that's what I like. But as far as like me being like Team Nanners or something like that's not. I don't foresee that in the future. But if you're having fun, I mean, I think that's all that really matters. And no, I don't think I have. I mean, what is it? Are you mainly Call of Duty or?
Yeah, I
okay.
suck at Halo, so.
Yeah. Apparently you play Halo 4. I didn't realize until today. I was like, I get to play Halo 4. I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, lines are way too long.
Yeah, lots of lines. I feel weird because people see that this is special on it. I'm like, I'm not special, man. I had some like green curry for lunch. Like, it's nothing fantastic. Like, you know, like it's whatever. Like, but everyone feels the need to push you in front of the line. But you'll probably see me like getting super awkward and uncomfortable around. I'm just like, no, tell them don't give me special treatment. Like, but I very much need to play before I leave for sure.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. You got this. You totally got this.
I'm Ben from Texas.
Hey, Ben.
2 quick questions.
Yep.
Number 1 is, are you doing autographs and stuff?
Sure, you good?
Yes!
I must warn you, I have little child scribbles. I don't even have a signature. It's like, Steven. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as you don't mind, then yes.
Second question is, what brand of board do you have?
What brand? Usually I just get them and paint right over them because it's like old school me, where it's just like, there's always like shop decks, and they always have some like lame like sick ride or something, like, and so we always just spray paint it over them. I mean, there's my board, but I can't bring myself to ride it because it's my board. I was like, oh my god, this is mine. I actually went to Aaron's Brothers, like a nerd, and framed it, and was like, my childhood dream has come true. I just stood there for a while, just like, yeah, like. But I would just say, you don't need like a $50 deck. Just get a shop deck and just be like, shh, and it's good as new. That's pretty much all you need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm Dom. I recently moved to Houston.
Hello? Yeah, anything from Houston? Everyone got really quiet, like, oh, Houston.
Okay. What's your server called in DayZ?
I don't have a server. I just join other people's servers and get shot. So I've been trying to get people, like my buddies, to like who can host that stuff to make it happen, but I don't think he has the ability to do that. I know. I'm trying to get Juicer to do it, but I don't know. He's been doing like most of the Minecraft stuff. In general, you can there's plenty of servers, like so many people playing. They have like I think it's like a something 6 updater or something, and it keeps it up to date. And you can actually launch the game, and it has like a browser, so you can browse the servers from like a little app, and it's pretty straightforward now. It's not like you don't have to be like Tom Cruise in like Mission Impossible and get like 16 files and put them all over the place, you know? It's actually pretty straightforward. And I would recommend low ping, and if anyone shoots at you, you just back out because it's a bad server in general.
So what's your PC gamer tag?
Well, it can be anything, right? Because it's like Steam, you can be like whoever. I don't know why I even choose to be Seananners on PC, to be perfectly honest, because people go, "It's not the real Seananners, the guy's a fake," and I'm like, it's hard. It's weird because like part of me, and I go in as Adam in DayZ. I don't go in as Seananners because people will make it a point to shoot me. They're like, "Oh, you're making a video? Not today." So I'd say on PC I tend to just do like Adam or something like Nano or something that's not Seananners, or else I'll get shot.
Adam PC.
Basically.
Is that it? Adam PC.
What about? Do you have a PC? I don't understand the words.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
What?
Just trying to find out, like.
Oh, okay. You like playing together? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty random, to be perfectly honest. Like, especially with Xbox Live. Like, that's the thing is people think that like I'm like always like open lobbies. Oh, I can't stress enough because it's like it's literally become like this sort of like it's a 9 to 5 in a sense because like you have to maintain that sanity. You can't be in your room 24 hours a day making videos. So like I have to say like this is the time that I dedicate to playing games, and then this is the time that I'm like working on my fitness or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say, do you follow me on Twitter?
No.
Oh Jesus. Well, then you've broken the first rule. I'd say Twitter, and anytime you see an open lobby, and trust me, I will be doing them, is to do that. Because in general, like I'm kind of a loner. I could play with like myself. Not okay. That was Sorry, parents. I apologize. Are we good? Questions good? After I embarrass myself? Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Hi.
Are you Nathan Drake?
That was actually going to be my first question.
Yeah, you are.
Do you like my costume?
That's good. That's great.
Okay. My second question was, you made a video a while back talking about that you wanted to make a video game, and I was wondering if you were serious about that because the world greatly needs a Seananners video game.
Well, I want to make a game that's not like a me game. Like I want a game that I would want to play. Because what I realize is my time spent on YouTube, it's like there's great games and there's games that like you want to tell stories about. Like I want to make a game where you want to tell a story. Because like I won't shut up about DayZ. People that like come from out of town are like, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, DayZ. Like I'll talk about how I got sniped off the top of this water tower. Like I want to make a game that people will get enthusiastic about. I want a game that will be the case. What I have learned is that like I understand YouTube, but when it comes to making games, I am just without a paddle. Like I'm just like floating. I have made it a point to try to be as sort of what's going on? Oh, time. 5 minutes. Oh shoot. Okay, we got this. To kind of bolster that conversation because a lot of developers they want to work with you, but they already have like games that they're developing. So it's very hard to be like, hey, let's make a game. You're like, well, hold on, Sonny. Like I understand that that's the case. The minute somebody that has the time to moonlight any project in their spare time, I am all over that. Unfortunately, a game takes lots of money to make, and I'm not a programmer or an engineer of any sort. So if I find the right people that are willing to work with me, yes, I will make a game. Whether or not that's going to happen tomorrow or next month, or like we don't know. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I don't mean to rush you, but I have 5 minutes they've told me, and I'm going to go past my quota, so I'll try not to ramble. Go.
All right, this is completely random.
Okay.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I want the superpower to be able to materialize anything you want. So it'd be like, apple, orange, and I don't know why I'm going straight to fruit, because it's a horrible superpower. But the ability to like conjure things would be really cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you, sir. All right, last one.
In Congress, in the Senate and House, they're doing a lot of looking at internet laws and all that kind of stuff, copyright and all that. ACTA, CISPA, how do you think these things are going to affect average people, these kids here wanting to do what you've done, How do you think that might threaten the industry?
If they drop the ban hammer, that would be awful. So, I know like SOPA and things like that. I would hope, I mean, of course, I would hope it wouldn't be the case. If it does come to that, might want to consider finding a new career path. But good for them. It's good for them that we're like, in a lot of ways, free advertising. It's like look at Minecraft, for instance. It's like, it just took off on YouTube. It took off. And I would be very surprised if Notch was like, well, hold on, because he has the, I mean, you can't, it's not our content, like we can't display it, but I think that there is an understanding where it's like, it's good for us, it's good for business, and we're having fun, and we're having a great time, but if that did come to terms, and if that was something that they said, you no longer can, you know, produce content that belongs to somebody else, I would have to shift gears into something like short films or something, some other path where it could be solely my piece of work. Let's just hope that doesn't happen because I like what I do, so.
As a dad, I just want to say thanks for inspiring so many kids for their imagination and opening new ideas for
I'm totally going to shake your hand, but it's very sweaty because I've been doing this. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming down. Have a good weekend. I'm sure you'll see me. Don't be shy.